So good evening everybody and warm welcome to this program specific webinar that IMT Hyderabad has organized for students who have been offered admissions in the Pgdm program, Postgraduate Diploma in Management. And let me congratulate all of you who have got the offers and also applaud for the fact that you have taken time out to attend this particular webinar. I'm sure this webinar is going to clear or at least answer some of your queries and also help you in developing different perspectives with respect to specializations and electives. And that was the whole reason why we have organized this webinar. I'm Dhananjay Singh. I'm a faculty in the area of marketing. I shall be moderating the session. And in this session, I am joined by my colleague, Professor Vinay Kalakabandi. Professor Vinay is the postgraduate program chairperson and a faculty member in the area of operations management. Professor Vinay has done his fellow program in management from IIM Bangalore, and Professor Vinay has also published very good research papers with reputed journals. And Professor Vinay has this passion of interacting with students. And Professor Vinay is going to share his views on program USPs, electives, specializations. Then along with Professor Vinay, we also have two corporate guests. Guys, just one moment. Just one moment. Sorry, I was just interacting with the other corporate guest. I think he's having some issues in joining. So anyhow, we are going to be joined by two corporate guests, Mr. Aurobindo Sapta, who is the key account management or key account manager at Mankind Pharma Limited, where he is taking care of the institution business. And Aurobindo Sapta has been a pharmacy graduate. And he is a Pgdm student of IMT Hyderabad, graduated in the year 2015. After graduating from IMT Hyderabad, Aurobindo joined Abbott as sales trainee, and since then he has gradually made his way to the top, and at this moment he is the key account manager, as I said, institution business at Mankind Pharma. We'll also be joined by Mr. Padmanabh Upadhyay, who is a senior manager analytics at Canara HSBC Oriental Bank of Commerce. Padmanabh Upadhyay started his career with Cisco after graduating from IMT Hyderabad. Again, Padmanabh graduated in the year 2015, and after working with Cisco for 4 years 9 months, where he joined as a senior business analyst and then went on to become assistant manager in the area of business analytics. He has now moved on and is currently working as senior manager analytics. And his passion, what he puts on the LinkedIn is, he says he loves data storytelling. So probably we'll get to hear a lot of stories from Padmanabh. And again, Padmanabh, as I said, is a student of IMT Hyderabad. So more than these two guys being the corporate guests, they are our brand ambassadors, and they'll be sharing their apprehensions, views, doubts, the way they approach the Pgdm program offering and how did they select their specializations and things like that. And then in the last 10 minutes, guys, we'll open for Q&A, where Professor Vinay and the two guests will be answering your questions. Meanwhile, as and when you have doubts, you can always keep posting your doubts in the chat. Fine. So Professor Vinay, it's all yours. You can start your talk now.
Yeah, so thank you, Professor Dhananjay. It's indeed my pleasure to interact with the the future students of IMT Hyderabad. As Professor Dhananjay put it, we really love interacting with students, and it really gives us a lot of fulfillment when we every interaction gives us a lot of fulfillment that we've made some difference to the lives of the journey of a lot of people. So with that in mind, so this is I've kind of titled my presentation the Pgdm Journey. It's a I mean, I could have called it Pgdm course or Pgdm program or whatever, but I believe it's a journey which, the path of which can be really, really, different for each individual. And the program offers so many avenues for you to carve out a career for yourself, keeping in mind, yourself, your capabilities, your aspirations, and it also provides you, I mean, it's a journey into yourself, basically, trying to understand yourself in this process. So I will talk about what are all the avenues we have, what is it, what is the menu on this buffet of IMT Hyderabad that we have placed, where there are a wide range of, options for you to go and pick and work towards and really, utilize in order to find yourself. So, the Pgdm journey in a way is a journey into yourself. That's what I'm trying to kind of assert through this presentation. So as Professor Dhananjay put, I'm the chairperson of the PG programs. That puts me in a position where I can talk about the program, the way it is handled, what is it that you will go through in the 2 years, and what is it beyond the academics that you will go through, and how we also gear you up for a career in any discipline that you wish to kind of pursue. So, so broadly, the agenda is we'll start off with program structure, how the program is structured, how your next 2 years are going to be. We'll look at the electives that are there to offer. It's a long list, but I will just kind of give you a glimpse of how it is. We'll also look at non-academic engagements. We'll look at the placement initiatives that we have, and then towards the end, we'll have Aurobindo and Padmanabh talk about their experience at IMT Hyderabad. So before I begin, I need some proof of life that you all exist, and it's just not a webinar that you've turned on and just kept the phone aside. So could you just say hello on chat? I mean, just so that I know I'm speaking to actual people. Thank you so much. Yes, hello. I see. Yeah, Arnab, say hello. Sai Harish, namaste. Ayush, hi. Vignesh, hi, hello. Yes, so there is life here, and yeah, Tanumay, Prahlad, Sushila. It's lovely to see all of you interact here, and please do continue. So this presentation is going to be it's going to be interactive. So I will keep asking you some questions, and you can keep answering those. Hemant, yeah, hello. Shreya. Yes, so yeah, let's begin. So, broadly, the program itself has, any program, if you have to start, you need to understand the program goals. What is it that we intend to achieve through this program, right? So these are all the program goals that we have listed for ourselves, basically aligned to our broader vision, which is nurturing, socially responsible business leaders. That's the vision statement of the institute, and these program goals are aligned to that particular vision that we have. So functional proficiency and integration, which is, we want you to be good at whichever function that you're majoring or minoring in, not just being good at that particular function, but also be able to integrate across functions. So just because you're a marketing major doesn't mean you will not have any idea about how human resources work. Right? So that is functional proficiency integration, analytical and critical thinking ability. So we want our, the managers who come out of our institute to have picked up analytical and critical thinking ability skills, leadership and interpersonal skills. A lot of our initiatives are geared towards grooming you to be leaders and be able to work in teams where your, interpersonal skills are extremely useful. Communication skills. So we have a lot of initiatives where you can hone your communication skills, creativity and innovation skills, and finally ethical behavior. So that is an important aspect of almost all the electives that we have, where we talk about whichever area you are dealing with, we bring in the element of ethical responsibility into it. So these are our program goals. And it's not like, we just have listed these goals and then we don't do anything about it. Like we just do this and then everything else is normal. So we track the achievement of these goals in each and every course that we teach. And we align the course outcomes, the courses that we teach, the outcomes of that are aligned to these program goals. The evaluation in each course is aligned to these program goals. And we are, at the end of the process, able to measure the level of achievement of these goals for each student. So we really do measure what we want to achieve. And that's where program goals are really incorporated into the program design. That's what you all should understand. The structure of the program is it's spread out of course 2 academic years, as you would know. The first academic year consists of 3 terms, and so 3 terms of classroom teaching and a summer term where you will go on to do your internship. The second year again consists of 3 terms, and that's when we would be fully grown up, ready to go and conquer the world of business. All right, let's see, there's a chat here. Yeah, of course. Yes, Hemant, that's how your typical classroom looks like. We use the Harvard layout of classrooms, and it's a circular layout of classrooms. You see one of our colleagues teaching there, and you all have name tags so that we can address you. And yeah, so this is how a typical classroom would look like. So moving on, so I'll get into the details of how the first year goes through, what courses you go through, how the summer term happens, and how the second year happens. So in the first year, you go through core courses across all the areas: finance, marketing, operations, human resources, analytics. So these are common across, for everybody, irrespective of their major or minor. And these are fundamental courses that any MBA grad is supposed to kind of possess, the knowledge of which somebody. Yeah, Harish, yes, of course I do teach students. Yeah, Sai Harish asked me, do you teach students? That's literally my job, to teach students. Yeah, so and in the first year you have 3 terms, and in each term you have 1 workshop that deals with some kind of competence, like advanced Excel, capital markets, design thinking, personal branding, creativity and innovation. So we have kind of curated a list of workshops that would really in a fast-paced manner develop specific skills to students which are useful. There's another chat, let me see. Yeah, so we'll answer these questions later. Experiential immersion. So now during the courses, there is a great amount of what do you call the pedagogy is student-centered. That is, we have case studies, we have role plays, we have activities in class. We kind of make the entire experience engaging to the students, and while ensuring that all the outcomes that are envisaged in the course are met. Right. So these are not classes where you would go and sit and fall asleep and then go back home. These are classes which are highly interactive in nature. These are classes for which you have to prepare in advance and go to and discuss. And these are classes where you will really learn a lot in terms of not just the management theory, but also the practical aspects of how the theory is applied on the field in different case studies and everything. So we have, and in the process, we have also global immersion, social immersion, psychometric assessment. So global immersion is basically, in the last 2 years, we couldn't send out our students for the exchange program because of COVID. Then we thought, we need to give some kind of international exposure to the students. So we curated a list of, speakers from across the world, and we got them online to talk about a very specific theme that is relevant to that particular year, a particular period in time. And so we've had people from Mexico, from Europe, from Southeast Asia, from the US come in and talk to our students, interact with our students about global, contemporary global issues. Likewise, we've had social immersion, where we had people who are social entrepreneurs or social activists, because our vision is aligned to socially responsible business leaders. That's something that we've done. Psychometric assessment is an integral part of the program, where we measure various psychological parameters of our students, and then we counsel. So this is an integral part of the program where we individually counsel. We faculty reach out to individual students and counsel them about their strengths, weaknesses, what they should do, how their personality is, how they should conduct themselves, and all of that. So there's that level of care that is provided, individual care that is provided to each student. And then there is the summer term. So the summer term is extremely exciting time for us, because we get to travel as faculty. So basically, you could do one of these three things. You could do a summer internship with a company, and it is jointly supervised by faculty and industry guide. So it's not like we send you out for an internship and we forget about you. We send you out, we interact with you day in and day out, and then we kind of guide you through the internship process, which kind of helps us get a hang of how practice works, which kind of also guides you in terms of how you bring management theory to management practice during the summer internship. Or you could do a management thesis and seminar, like an academic research project with the faculty. And I hope when you are here next year, we will have to, again, rekindle our exchange program, and you could also go on a student exchange program with a foreign partner university, of which we have around 45 to 50 partner universities in Europe and in the Americas. And if you are willing to do it, and if you qualify, you can go to these places to get your much required international exposure. So that's what happens in the summer term. Now, in the second year, so once you come back from your internship or your exchange program, the second year is where you specialize. Now, being the Pgdm program, you have the flexibility of specializing in any area that is available. So all these functional areas that are there: finance, marketing, operations, analytics, human resources, and strategy. These are all areas where you can major. A major means you have to take 6 electives from these areas. So if you want to major in operations, you have to take 6 electives in operations. Overall, you're required to subscribe to 12 electives, out of which 6 electives, if you take from any particular area, you will be considered a major in that particular area. You also have to choose a minor, where you could people often take marketing as major and operations as minor, or finance as major and analytics as minor, or operations as major and analytics as minor. So you could it's really up to you, your career aspiration, career goal, your your personal abilities, whatever fits your particular requirement. You could customize your program in that particular manner. So out of 12 electives, 6 are for major, 4 are for minor, and the other 2 you could really explore any other area. And we kind of recommend that you explore all the other areas so that you have an integrative understanding of management. So that is how your electives are kind of you could really customize your Pgdm course to your specific requirements here. Okay, and apart from the electives, you'll have to take some core courses which are dealing with areas of strategy, ethics, sustainability, legal aspects of business. So these are general, again, core courses that spill over into second year. You could also technically do a dual major. I mean, that's allowed in the system, and if that's something that you want to do, it is also possible. Yeah, so there are questions about the electives itself, And I have the list of electives, and you may or may not fully understand all of these, but I just want you to, kind of respond here. I've not deliberately.
Professor Vinay.
Yeah.
So questions we will take at the end, sir. I mean, first
Sure,
let the flow get over presentation.
Yeah.
And then we'll look into the questions.
Okay. Yeah, sure. So yeah, so I've deliberately not mentioned the area here, just so that let me see how much of it do you understand. So which area electives are these on display right now? Anybody? Any guesses? That's correct. Yes, Vignesh. Yeah. Yes, Tanuma. Yes, it's marketing. Obviously, a lot of times marketing is. Yeah. So this is marketing. So these are all the electives that you will find in marketing. Now, this is a list that keeps updating every year. Each of these courses are curated with a lot of industry input. Every year, we kind of update the content of these courses to reflect contemporary, contemporary issues in that particular area, right? So these are marketing courses. Moving on. So what area is this? No response. Yeah, so it deals with, yeah, I think there is a response. No, Ayush, no, this is not HR or operations. Shreya is correct. This is strategy, right? So this is the area of strategy. So consulting, so if you want to get into consulting, or if you want to become an entrepreneur, this is the area that you should major or minor in. Moving on, so we have this. Any idea? Yes, that's correct, Prahlad. And no, this is operations. So if you want to get into supply chain management, if you want to get into even service operations in the IT sector, project manager kind of roles, this is what you will have to major or minor in. So these are the operations courses. These are which courses? Nice, amazing. Yes, Srimuki, that's correct. Khyati, that's correct. Finance. So these are finance courses. So if you want to be in the area of finance, you want to be a financial analyst or investment banker, you will have to take, do your major in this particular area. So these are all the electives that we have. Yeah, this. This, as you will see, yes. So this is business analytics. So if you see yourself working in the analytics area in your future, this is what you have to major in. So you see that we have a lot of contemporary topics here: big data analytics, blockchain for managers, artificial intelligence, and deep learning, and all of these courses, right? So we really make you ready for the contemporary issues that you have to deal with as you get into a career. And this finally is, yeah, that's correct, HR. So if you want to get into a recruiter role or an HR role, if that is what you see yourself in the future, you will have to major in this particular area. So these are all the courses that we have covering, this is a vast number of electives. So this is around 67 electives, out of which you will have to pick 12, and it's a really tough task to do so. You have to pick 12 across the second year in 3 terms. Okay, so I just wanted to give you a demo of what you are in for, what you've signed up for. So this is about your academic journey. Okay, so apart from your academic journey, there is a lot more. So academics is, I often think it's almost just a very minuscule thing. I mean, minuscule part of your life at IMT Hyderabad. There is a lot of co-curricular and extracurricular activity. We have, as you will see, a lot of student clubs that work on a specific themes. So we have Antragna, which is a cultural club. We have Athena, which is a strategy club. We have Financia, which is a finance club. We have Opus Kriya, which is a operations club. We have Mercatus, which is a marketing club. So you have a huge amount of options to go out and, as I said, journey into yourself. Go and explore all of these, all of the activities that you can do through the club activities. So apart from these clubs that we have, here the list is endless. Actually, we've had some of these clubs start, somebody kind of started out the club named Tasavvur that you see, right? It just started a couple of years ago, where a student really thought there is a gap in terms of our current clubs. So there is this unique creativity club that we can build, and we had the student pitched for it, and we kind of accepted that. So these are great areas for you to explore yourself and explore your passion. We have a social entrepreneurship club as well, which is called Pahel. Communications wing is the public speaking club that we have. Anything you think of, it is there. And if it is not there, we'd be more than happy to start a club all for you. I mean, you can totally design it for you all by yourself. Okay, so this is about clubs. Apart from this, we have committees. I've not listed it as PPT, but we have a student council. We have a placement committee, which we call SCOP. We have an IRC, International Relationships Committee. We have a Alumni Relations Committee. So all of these places, you can really hone your managerial skills and manage interactions with external stakeholders, internal stakeholders, and really nurture yourself to, that's why I said this is like a buffet. You can go really pick up anything you want, and it's all about your particular plate, what you want on your plate, and how nicely, how unique you can create your own Pgdm journey. Yeah, so moving on. So this is your non-academic journey. Apart from this, we kind of bring in a lot of other, over time, we have built all of these capabilities that can really nurture you throughout the program. So we have incorporated, so we've called it Leadership Engagement and Academic Program, also known as LEAP, which is kind of an umbrella term used for all the initiatives that we do throughout your journey, in order for you to kind of groom yourself into future managers, right? So we have one-on-one mentoring by industry leaders. So one-on-one mentoring. So we have a process through which we take you, and then we select, a bunch of students who are allocated industry mentors with whom they interact and try to get a ringside view of how they really work, and practice, right? So that really is a program that nurtures students' abilities. We have global immersion, which I've already talked about. We have workshops that I've already talked about. We have a distinguished speaker series. So leaders at the CXO level, at mid-management level, we invite them to give talks to our students. We have industry immersion in terms of panel, we kind of have panel discussions on specific themes involving people coming from the industry. And also we have social immersion that I've already talked about. We have industry guided courses. So almost all our courses have an element of what we call practitioner sessions, where we get practitioners who are working in the industry to come and take 20% of that course, up to 20% of that course, which means you're actually getting live inputs from people who are working in the industry. And that's something that is, so at the end of the program, you would have interacted with around 100, 150 practitioners. I mean, even if it just goes through the program without doing anything, you would have interacted with that many practitioners in the course. And that would really help you, get a great understanding of how the industry works. We have, apart from that, we have domain inputs, and where when we have the placement process, we kind of have faculty domain refreshers, where we involve with the students and try to help them crack the interviews better by providing them specific domain inputs. We have most of our some of our courses are aligned to professional certifications. We actually facilitate a lot of certifications on campus. And the innovative pedagogy, as I said, role play, we have case-based teaching, we have in-class activities, we have we have debates, we have discussions, we have something called the something where you will really have to use your creativity. I think it's called management showcase, where you will have to use your creativity in order to connect what you've learned in the course with some contemporary, pop culture. You take something from pop culture and then you connect it to, things that you find connected to theory, and then make a presentation, which is a lot of fun, very, very involved. So, in terms of enabling your placement, it's not like, you go through the program and directly just go sit for placement. We have alumni connect sessions. We have, placement training. So, after 1.5 years, again, you'll have to take aptitude tests and all of that in order to, get shortlisted for companies. So we kind of align you to that. We kind of give you GD, PI training and all of that. We have domain refreshers by faculty. And I've already talked about the mentor-mentee program. And we have, so last year, very recently, we started something called Placements T50, which is basically like, we have a process through which we pick the top 50 students of a batch and try to maximize their graduation outcome to the extent possible by, guiding them much more closely than the rest of the batch to increase our, increase our overall average, and move it up. And all of these initiatives have really helped our placement drives. So we have seen, 30% hike in our average CTC this year, and great marquee names, as you will see on the left of the screen, have visited the campus. So this is again, so for the latest placement stats, you should really go and look at the placement report that is on the website. I wanted to mainly talk about profiles and academics.
So, Professor Vinay,
yeah,
yes, what you have shown in the previous slide is the latest placement stats. That is the 100% placement with average CTC of 9.6.
Yeah. Okay. Because we have something called the 2-offer policy, which actually means that you can get a job, and then if some other job comes along which pays higher, significantly higher, then you are still allowed to apply. So our highest can actually change as we move forward, right? So we can still have a profile, which is what actually happened, right? So the person who got the highest was the second offer, and we allow that, and it's not something that a lot of B schools are bold enough to do. And we've done that, and you see the impact on the CTC here. So that's the 2-offer policy, where you could get one offer, and then you could also, make a bid for another larger, bigger offer if you find, if there is a company that suits your requirement. Moving on. So these are the profiles. Because it's a Pgdm crowd, I've included all functional profiles. So in analytics, we've had these profiles, as you will see: business analyst, risk control analyst type of roles, advisory analyst. So these are analytics roles. In marketing, you will find mainly a lot of great names, Mariko, Schneider, TAS, VE Commercial. So you get into their management trainee program, which is really phenomenal, and really takes you through a journey. For 2 years, probably 2 years, you're management trainee, and then you get into that domain that you are really interested in. So we've had Bain & Company, Cognizant, Deloitte, all of these offering marketing roles. So marketing, in fact, forms the highest percentage of placement offers that we have. In operations, we've had great names, as you will see, Amazon, Reliance, Wipro, Micron. So we've had great operations profiles, HR profiles as well, as you will see here. D. Shaw, Deloitte, Hexaware Technologies, a lot of great HR profiles to offer. And these are the finance profiles. We have, RCCM and D. Shaw. These are the marquee names to give. The finance people usually are at the highest. And when we display the highest offer, it is usually coming from the finance domain. So you can see we've had, Morgan Stanley, we've had KPMG, Genpact, Deloitte, Trust Vista Financial Services. So these are great names. that we've been associated with, and will continue to be associated with. And we look forward to 2 years from now. So year on year, we've been improving. We've been improving an average CTC. We've been improving our ranking. So 2 years from now, when you will graduate, things are going to be, things are going to compound, right? Things are going to be better and better, and that is the message I wanted to give you. And even in the internships, we have great names. Although, so we've had highest stipend 75,000, average stipend 13,000. And each year we've had conversions of internship to PPOs. Last year we've had, and this number is again increasing year on year. So 20 to 25 PPOs have been received. But sometimes, students who don't even accept their PPOs, they say, I've worked in that company, I got a better offer, so I'll go there. Right. So we've had prestigious recruiters before, and for the latest list of recruiters, you can go to the placement report. The recruiters that you see on the screen have been to our campus at some point of time. So that I wanted to just let you know. So that's about internships. That's how your journey kind of, throughout these 2 years, as I said, it's like you could really carve out a journey for yourself, and you can make the best out of that entire 2 years of opportunities that are provided, and build a career where you are a successful, socially responsible business leader. So that is our vision, and that's where I started, and that's where I want to end. So this is where I think we bring in our alumni, our esteemed alumni. We have Mr. Padmanabh Upadhyay, and we have Aurobindo Sabata, who have been in the Pgdm program. So they are people who have crossed this journey. So I would love to hear from them about their experience of how IMT made a difference in their life's journey. And so over to you. So Professor, if you could call them to.
Right. So, I mean, there is no specific order. I mean, it could either be Padmanabh. So, Padmanabh, you are there? One moment. Padmanabh, can you unmute?
Yes.
Okay, great. So, I mean, guys, you heard Professor talking in elaborate details about the program, USPs and all. Now, let's hear from people who have been there and done it. In the same position where you are today, they were there in 2013. So I would request Aurobindo to share his journey when he joined the campus, and what went through his mind, and how did he go about selecting his courses and all. But when you start, first kindly share with us your current job profile, what you do, and then you get into that, and then we'll invite Padmanabh after that. Aurobindo?
Sure. So can I start now?
Yeah, you can start. Kindly switch on your video as well.
Sure, I'll do that. So hope now I'm visible.
Yes.
So congratulations everyone for taking a new step towards a graduation journey into IMT. I hope you will learn a lot of things here, and there are a lot of good professors, especially Dhananjay sir is there. We have already enjoyed his classes. So coming to my profile, I'm working with Mankind Pharma as a key account manager, where I look after institution business across 2 states, AP and Telangana. Prior to this, I've worked with Abbott into the corporate hospital transport division, where I was looking after the entire portfolio of this Abbott into this corporate hospitals business. So I got into Abbott through a campus placement in in IMT. So I started my journey as a sales management trainee. So where I got to work with different managerial levels to begin with my career. So there are a lot. You have to work as a medical rep in a pharma company when you start with. So you work as a medical rep, then you work as a area manager, then you work as a regional manager, then into zonal, and then you get into national sales manager. So I started my first 6 months as a sales management trainee. It is basically I work with the ground level as a medical rep, Then after 6 months, I got into area manager position, where I continued for 2 years in Abbott, where I learned about how to handle the internal side of the company as well as the external customers. Prior to that, this is what I'm doing, and last 3 years with Mankind, I've been learning the how to handle the different situation of the government. So there, when you grow in a sales profile, you have to handle apart from corporate side of the business, you have to handle the government part. So no payment issues will be there. There are a lot of uh, business discussions will be there. So where you have to involve with them. So this is how I have working with sales. When I joined in IMT, I was basically like a general management candidate, and my entire objective was to do a course into human resource and get into a profile where I can work in a cool company and sit in the office environment. So I never thought of working into sales and all this. Uh, but I'm like, I feel that no, the thing has changed, and if you work into sales profile, that is what will get more of a exposure into the corporate world. So yes, like that is my journey, and any questions, I'll be happily, and take the questions. Hi, PD.
Hello, Arvind.
भाई तेरा इको हो रहा है.
Could you please? I have joined two laptops. Please allow me to unmute to another.
So like the questions are coming in the chat box.
Hello. Could you please allow me to unmute? There is another. I think it's fine now.
Yeah, it is fine.
Yes. So hello, Arvindo.
Hi, PD.
Sir. Hello, sir. Dhananjay, sir. Especially Dhananjay, sir. Vinay, sir, I met once, I remember, at one alumni meet. I think I'm not a celebrity, so will not remember me. But I remember you. So hello, Vinay, sir. And
yeah,
hello,
nice meeting you.
And hello, future IMTians. So yes, you got an offer from IMT, and I still remember my day one at IMT. I entered IMT, lush green campus, and I had no idea what I'm going to do because I got Pgdm General program, as you all must be feeling right now, right? And we all know, as I scream, you scream, we all scream for an ice cream, right? Similar way, when I left IMT campus after 2 years of program, I still remember IMT, you would remember IMT, and we all remember IMT. That's the beauty of this program. So I would talk about my experience, what happened through this IMT journey, and what I'm doing in my professional avenue right now. So I joined Cisco as business analyst. I used to work for analytics team, Cisco WebEx analytics team, and it was 2015. We all know that pre-COVID era, virtual engagement was so low, right? We used to love physical interaction, networking, and now post-COVID era, we are into this platform, Zoom, Cisco WebEx. What I used to do that time, we used to drive consumption. There is a term called consumption analytics. So we used to work on looking into customer profiles, how we can make them use this Cisco WebEx. They have bought the Cisco WebEx, but they are not using. And if they are not using, they would finally leave it, right? They would probably not renew the what we say subscription, or they will move to some other competitor. So that was our job. And just pre-COVID era, I moved to another domain, which is life insurance domain. So from IT into 5 years, I moved to life insurance. That is the beauty of data science. I must say data speaks everywhere. Data speaks in your family, because everybody has access to information, and data is speaking across you, around you. Data speaks in every domain, every sector. So that is the beauty. You can move to different domain. And I moved to life insurance. Currently, I'm working as senior manager. And what we do here, we try to cross sell. We try to work on renewal part. So kind of predictive modeling. Then as part of prescriptive modeling, we also recommend the products to existing customers. And at the same time, we also work into employee engagement, how to get the employees who would not leave the organization early, means work on a retention model for employees. So similar way, we work for different types of analytics, and I must say kind of each and every function of business. So that's my job here. And if I talk about IMT, trust me, I had no idea I'm going to work into analytics. And this credit, what I'm doing right now, the credit goes to IMT itself. Why? I'll tell you simple thing. One simple story. Story is simple, but it gives a powerful message. I'm sure that you must know, most of you must be following the cricket, right? India, cricket is a unique religion, right? So there is a player called Attapattu, and Marwan Attapattu, to be precise, and he played for Sri Lanka. What he did, I'm sure that you must have some idea about his debut, how he debuted into international cricket, but I have a data point, and that's like specific data points, time to time, and that's where I have an advantage, I'm sure. But if anybody of you know the data points, please put it in chat so that I will be aware that, okay, you also know, because I know information access is to everyone. So what happened? He got chance. He debuted, first test match, first inning, duck, second inning, duck. That time, Sri Lankan cricket team was filled with talent. If you remember, Arjun Rantunga, Jasurya, Muralidharan, take a name and player is a celebrity. So he was dropped from team because no space for any non-performer. And the same happens in corporate world. No space for any non-performer. He was dropped from team. He again went back to nets, more and more practice, more and more runs. And after 36 months, he got second chance. First inning, duck. Second inning, 1 run. And again, he was dropped from team. Again, he went back to nets, more and more practice, more runs. He got third chance after 24 months. 36 months, 24 months, 5 years. This time, old habits die hard, you know. Duck first inning, second inning, single run. An entire Sri Lankan media went buzzer against this guy. That this guy has good domestic temperament. He can perform very well at domestic cricket circle, but he cannot handle international pressure. And he was again dropped from team. And the same thing happens in corporate world. You get to feel a lot of pressure, but you need to enjoy it. And you don't get chance if you don't perform. I'm come back to story. He again went back to nets, more and more practice in first class cricket, back-to-back centuries. And after 17 months, he got fourth chance. He never gave up. Fourth chance. And this time he went on to score 5 double centuries, 16 centuries, and more than 5,000 runs. And not only runs, but he also led the Sri Lankan cricket team as one of the best leader ever. The message from this story is that everyone is not like Marwan Attapattu, not me or you or any normal person. This is the special talent to not give up. We all feel pressure in life, challenges in life, but we kind of give up, right? But there should be a platform where you learn. And IMT gives you that platform where you kind of try again and again, fail again and again, and try again and again and prove yourself, learn with the practical experiences. When I say practical experiences, you get exposure to practitioner sessions. I still remember when I was in first semester, I got exposure to all the subjects, be it data mining subject, data warehousing related to data, be it what we say operations, basic of operations, accounting, basic of marketing, everything. But I was still confused. I was just understanding the subjects. And there is another important factor here. If you are attentive into classroom at IMT, and as I looked at the Professor Vinay's slide, that classroom looks really great, but the learning inside classroom is magnificent, you know, incredible. You would remember it if you are attentive into classroom. There is a classroom participation element here, and I enjoyed my learning in classroom most of the times. And second part, cases, use cases, real-time cases. We used to enjoy those cases, and we used to understand the basics of business through those cases, what we learn through books, right? So what happened after like first semester, I understood the importance of practitioner sessions. And second semester onward, I started interacting with practitioners. So what used to happen when you start interacting with practitioners with your concepts, what you learned in classroom, they give you their own perspective. And perspective is powerful because this comes from real time industry, right? And industry is changing rapidly. And I'm happy to see another slide. I was happy to see another slide on Professor Vinay's presentation, analytics program. I saw one program called, I think, business analytics using Python and deep learning program. These programs were not there during my term, 2013 to 15. And I'm sure that Python was not very famous or popular at that time. That time we used to focus on SAS, or for that matter, R as an open source. Now they have introduced Python, and Python is next. This is presenting, but it's going to be next big thing in analytics. So they have the latest program with you. What you have to do, you learn it in
PD. I just want to stop you for a moment. So I know you have a lot of reverence and all that for the courses, but just one important question to both you and Aurobindo, and maybe first Aurobindo and then you, because there are a lot of questions which have come in the chat, which I think Professor Vinay has to take. So the question to both you and Aurobindo is, maybe Aurobindo can do answer this first. When you joined as a student and you had to take a call on selection of specializations, how did you guys decide that? What came to your mind? Aurobindo.
Okay. So like when I was choosing about the specialization, like I was not good in finance, so that was not there. There are only left two options, that is marketing and HR. So I opted for general management. That's why.
Okay, so plain and simple. Finance was out. HR was what was cool. So you thought of it.
Yes.
And how did you roll out operations?
So even like I'm not a technical person, so like I'm not a big engineering background. So mostly operations guys comes from mechanical and other profiles of engineering background. So that is also rolled out.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, Padmanabh and Aurobindo, you had messaged me saying that you have some work. So I mean, if you don't mind, just hold on for another 3-4 minutes. We will leave you after that. Padmanabh, what was your experience? How did you decide your specialization?
Yes, sir. So I was coming to same element when you stopped me, and thanks for asking this question. So what happened? I came from sales background. I worked into sales for an year. I had good kind of feeling for sales and marketing, but I was kind of open for anything except for finance. I never loved finance element. So what happened while studying in first semester and second semester? As I said, I started interacting with practitioners at the same time. And I got a fair idea about data there. I still remember two industry practitioners. One, Dr. Venu Gopal. He came to our campus from HP. He used to work for HP Global Analytics at that time. And another person, he used to work for Airtel at that time. I'm not able to recall his name. So what happened? they said that, see, sales and marketing is good, but you need to get the flavor of data, because in future, the decision making would be based on data. So then I went for a couple of data science courses, and then when I started liking it, then I decided to make it kind of major for me in with the marketing. So I had a dual specialization, marketing and analytics. So I had a liking for marketing, sales, that is why I went for it, and analytics after getting exposure at IMT.
Okay, Arvindo, before you take leave, any suggestions to the would-be IMTians?
So like I would not suggest like you can come like to the new joinees. No, IMT is a great place to come and learn and have fun. You can have a lot of sessions with your professors, as well as you need to know be very focused, and you have to understand that after 2 years you're going to enter the corporate world, and you have to be very specific regarding your choice of your career. You should not be like me. I have taken for granted for 1 year. Let me do. Then I go for HR. Then suddenly I didn't find that much no scope in the HR, and I got into sales. It is better that you start your realize that when you are going to do a course into MBA, you have to be very specific about your choice of the subject, because skills need to be invented. So you decide to do one mark. If suppose you want to try your hand into marketing, so you have to do lot of readings. You have to read lot of books. You have to attend all the classes and clear your concepts. You have to take your SIP into the same particular field where you will gain experience into that. And apart from that, you have to do lot of networking with your colleagues in the industries. That is what it is going to help. So this is how it is. Try to utilize your most of this in these 2 years. Apart from this, there are a lot of fun activities in IMT. You can enjoy your sports. Like we used to play entire night after classes. So you can go out. You can make a lot of friends here. So that is how it is. It is a very good program, especially in IMT. You'll enjoy each of these classes.
Okay, thank you, Arvindo. So since you have to leave, I'll not stop you. I'll connect with you again later on. Appreciate your presence. So before I invite Professor Vinay to get into the Q&A, because he would be having the access to chat. Professor, there are two questions which I would like to answer, which I've seen, which has been posted to me personally, and then you can take it from there, and if required, even PD can chip in.
So there's one. Now.
Yeah, you can leave. Thank you, Arvindo.
Thank you so much, Arvindo.
So there is one question which is which has come from a student. I mean, from a candidate, it says, "Do startups visit the campus?" So yeah, startups visit the campus, and I'll give you a very interesting anecdote for startups visiting the campus. So way back in 2016 or I think 2015, there used to be a startup called Nephro Plus that used to visit our campus. It became a regular visitor to our campus. And it so happens that today Nephro Plus is one of the largest dialysis chain company in the world. So it is no more a startup. In the same way, there used to be a company called Ninja Card. Ninja Card used to come to our campus, and I remember from PD's batch there was a guy called Hari Krishna. So Hari Krishna joined Ninja Card, and Hari Krishna did some amazing things with Ninja Card, and today Ninja Card is one of the most valued companies in the realm of that particular area. So yes, the answer is startups visit the campus. Then there is one question from a student or from a candidate. It says,
I would love to add one element here, sir.
Yeah.
I myself worked in a startup as part of my internship, Proficiency, which is part of Acumen Capital. And I really had a great experience there. And there I actually learned the tricks of trading, how data is involved in trading. So I got more interest. I was also part of the startup internship.
Okay. Professor Vinay, you can go through your chat questions.
Yeah, so there is one question which says, can I do like triples? I mean, it says, can I go with 3 electives, operations plus IT plus analytics? Actually, IT and analytics is together in our institute. It's called Analytics and IT area, and they offer courses in analytics as well as IT. So you can go for a double specialization in operations and analytics and IT. But yeah, so triple specialization is not recommended. Even double specialization is not recommended. We only recommend it to candidates who have good CGPA, because it would kind of limit your perspective quite a lot if you're just doing two things and not exploring anything else. And not only that, and it would kind of narrow down your perspective. So what we recommend is you do a major, you do a minor, and you do two electives exploring other areas. That way you become a holistic, you get holistic perspective of management. Yeah, analytics and IT is one specialization. Yes, that's correct. Yeah, job offered locally, or we also get opportunities from outside. So there are job opportunities across all cities in India, as well as we've had foreign company. I mean, people with. There are some companies which offer jobs even at foreign locations. Yeah. What about major in finance with minor in business analytics? Go for it. Go for it. There's no problem at all. Let's see. There's one big question here. Can a non-engineer get marketing and analytics? You can get anything you want, whether you're an engineer or not. How to cope with tech-related aspect without idea of tech, which is a must. Which must be what must be learned before getting into IMT Hyderabad. Please give tips of big four companies. Oh my God, too many questions here. Let's see.
So, Professor Vinay, I'll just take this particular thing on specializations.
Yeah.
So, guys, see, the way I look at this is a student being confused with a Pgdm offering when you come to campus is a quite natural process. I hope PD will agree with me.
Saw in both these case studies here.
True that.
Yeah.
Right. So you guys would be confused, but let me assure you that once you land on campus, the way the courses have been designed in year one, and then you get into summer term when you do your internship, and then you go for your internship, come back, your perspective will change dramatically. You'll have much more clarity. And then you've got alumni like Padmanabh, or you've got other people with whom you can connect, talk to practitioners. So that will open a completely different window of understanding in terms of your specializations and electives. So my simple suggestion would be, do not jump to conclusions now, because you have got the advantage of having got Pgdm, which means you have got all the choices to exercise, right? So don't say marketing or analytics or finance or analytics. For you, the whole world is your oyster now at this moment. Go for it, come to the campus with an open mind, and just see what are the courses which appeal to you, and then choose your electives.
Yeah. So I completely agree with Professor Dhananjay. The world is your oyster. You can really dream to be anything if you get into the Pgdm program. And we have often, like very, very often seen people saying, I want to do finance. And then they'll come and realize, oh my God, finance is way too complicated for me. And then move to marketing. I've seen people move the other way around. People move from marketing to operations. So all possibilities are there. So do not come with anything. So you can have your career goals, aspirations, and all of that. But please be aware that your preferences could change as you move through the first year. At the end of first year is when you have to decide on what you want to major in or minor in. I'm sorry, that's wrong. So not even at the end of first year, at the end of your summer internship, once you've gotten some amount of industry exposure, that's when you have to decide what you want to major or minor in. So that is when you have to really take a call. Right now, what we want to say is that everything is open, and it is good to have some kind of understanding of where you want to be. That really helps you chart your journey, join the right clubs, follow the right news and all of that. But keep an open mind broadly.
Professor Vinay, so what we'll do is we'll take another 2-3 questions, because we have already overshot the time, and we'll close in next 5 minutes. There's one question from a student. The question is, what is the difference between Pgdm and MBA? So, and the difference is MBA is awarded by universities. So if I am doing my management degree from a Usmania University or let's say from JNTU, I'll be getting an MBA. If I do from autonomous standalone EICT approved institutions like IMT, I'll be getting a Pgdm degree. Other than that, there is no difference. And for students who are graduating from IMT Hyderabad, because we have got AIU equivalence, your Pgdm is equivalent to an MBA, right? हाँ sir, आप कुछ और any other question you wanted to answer?
Yeah, so there was a question, I'm not sure. I saw it, what should we do before joining IMT Hyderabad? What should we familiarize ourselves with? I would say, use the current gap that you have in your academics, enjoy the time, chill out, come here with an open mind, and we will take care of you. That is one thing. But I would say, that is a good suggestion to give, but because you are asking for things to do and you're asking for trouble, you could explore, presentation skills they are very important for you to go through the project presentations in the courses. Excel is extremely useful. Your Excel skills will be very, very handy. If you can get your hang on any statistics masterclass or something like that, that would be useful. Python, again, you could just get a hang of how to use Python and familiarize yourself. If you are so kind of inclined towards that, these are things you can do. There are a lot of resources out there. Beyond everything, start subscribing to Economic Times and start reading newspaper. You do this one thing, that's enough. You get you see what are these new business models, what are the new companies that are funded, what are their business models. Start following financial markets. These are things that you should have done already, and if you have not done already, you can start doing that. Track business news, become more and more of a business professional by understanding what's happening in the business world. That is a recommendation. That is the one thing that if there's one thing that you should do, that is definitely what you should do.
Professor, let's ask what Padmanabh did before landing on campus way back in 2015.
Yeah, Padmanabh.
Yeah, so as Professor Vinay shared, that enjoy your time. So I definitely enjoyed my time. But other than this, what I did, just one thing, as he said at towards end, that start reading newspaper. So you are aware of developments in business, what is happening around, and it would help us to connect with the teachings which we will have in classroom, because it is real time, case based. So when we start reading newspaper, it helps.
Okay, Hemant has asked a question, can we visit the campus? Hemant, you are welcome to visit the campus. Avoid visiting the campus on weekends, because weekends the faculty and staff may not be there. But Monday to Friday, you can visit the campus anytime. We'll welcome you there, and you can explore the campus, you can interact with the faculty. So you're absolutely welcome on campus. Any other question, Vinay sir, which we need to answer, or we can call it a day?
Yeah, somebody asked, is the Mint newspaper okay to read?
That's a great paper to read.
Yeah, Mint, Economic Times, Business Standard, anything really. Just once you start exploring these, money control, anything will do.
So primarily, guys, what Professor Vinay is saying is develop the knack for reading and appreciating business news. Simple. Here onwards, you cannot say ki RBI governor has raised the CRR or decreased the CRR, so it's not my business. It becomes your business. So start making that as your business. Simple. That's it.
Yeah.
Classes.
I think this is a question where we can probably take. This is the last question. When is the college opening? Even I want to know, Professor Dhananjay, when is the college opening? I am fed up of online teaching. I don't want to do more webinars. I really want to, meet the students, see them, and talk to them offline. So please let us know.
So, we plan to start classes from July 1st. We plan, and that is what we intend. But also understand that we are an AICTE governed, AICTE approved institution. So we have to go by the AICTE calendar, right? But whenever is the calendar out, we will inform you. We'll keep you well informed about it. And we also plan to do a 2-week of introductory module before the actual commencement of classes. So the admission office will keep all of you posted with all these preparations. sufficiently in advance so that you can prepare well and land on campus. And as Professor Vinay is saying, we are more than looking forward to welcoming you all on campus. But the call as to when you can land on campus is a subject which has to be taken by AICTE. We are waiting for that particular calendar. Right, so I think we have overshot the time, and probably this way we can go on and on. It's a pleasure interacting with all of you. We are creating many more platforms of engagement, and before closing, again let me go to Padmanabh and ask for his closing remarks as a student and as well as an alumni for people who are planning to join IMT Hyderabad, and any tips or anything from his side. Padmanabh.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Yes, I would say just three things. Basics of business is always important, be it any sector, any domain, any stream, be it marketing, finance, or anything. So IMT is great place to learn the basics of business. Second thing, data storytelling presentation means sharing your views, perspective, or business actionable is parallelly important, and that is very critical thing, and that we learn at IMT using case studies. And as Professor Vinay said, that we have to work on presentations, so we learn that skill of storytelling. So forget everything, don't think about anything, finance, marketing, or anything. Just learn the basics of business, enjoy storytelling presentation, and keep interacting with our batchmates who come across all the verticals of India, the great place. And again, practitioners and professors, they give you a lot of insights to keep interacting with them, and these three things will make you decide what to take, what not to take. Back to you, sir.
And guys, Professor Vinay talked about clubs and committees, so I'll share with you a great story about committee. So this guy who is sitting in front of you, Padmanabh Upadhyay, was the member of the mess committee. So guys, what food you see on campus and the way it's got structured, it's all the work of Padmanabh. So he took it very seriously and had a big committee meeting and all. So he set in rules, places and all that we are following. So the point I'm trying to make here is the clubs and committees are all run and managed by students. It is your club, it is your committee, you take ownership of that. And therefore somebody has created a very interesting storyline on that. IMT Hyderabad hardly sleeps, right? Because your academics will keep you busy in the day and non-academics will keep you busy in the night, and then assignments will not allow you to sleep. So welcome to the world of rigor. We are looking forward to meeting you all, and thank you Padmanabh for your time. As usual, pleasure interacting with you. Thank you Professor Vinay for your point of view on the electives, USPs and program structure. Thank you Karthik and Anirban and others who have been part of the session in organizing it. And I would like to thank all the participants who have attended this webinar. We only hope that this session has been informative and it has cleared some of your doubts. I'm sure you will have many more doubts. We'll be more than happy to address all your queries and doubts. Thank you all and have a great day, or probably good night to all of you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you, Padmanabh. Thank you, Professor Dhananjay. Thank you, Karthik and Anirban and all of us. Thanks to all the students who've attended. So see you when you're here.